Where's the ping? Wait, why do I have a badge? What? Oh, okay. There we go. We never finished the predictions. Yippee! I get my money back. Again. I guess we'll figure out if Qual is here in just a sec, but yeah, okay, so we've got 3 different sets. I don't know how useful my advice will be, we'll see. All y'all are playing at a higher level than I am and playing characters I do not play, so we'll figure this out. Alright. I really need to understand this matchup better. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I think I know what's going on, but at the same time I don't know how to tell you how to function. So, and I'm sure you already know this because you've played Fox a ton, but be very careful using brass as part of your zoning and to like, this is not to say never use it, but one of the things Swift Fox does phenomenally and capitalizes repeatedly is murdering your band. So if you over rely on it to secure your neutral or to secure a win in the zoning war, it is going to die and not be a useful tool for you, at least for a while. Or if not dead, not be a useful tool for a while. Like, a single L and L among the other hits it took like 1/5 of the life bar. So you have control of zoning for now. And the counter call here. Half health, gone. But so, like, my question for you, so we used it, so used band to secure our turn in the zoning war. My question, so I'm more or less fine with everything that's happened up to this point. I just want you to be aware of the band's life bar as a resource and you need to be careful with it. But here is where I start getting a little confused. What are we so afraid of? What are we needing to prevent? Why are we backing off here? Oh, wrong takeover. Oops. Like, I personally am... That's not a super jump. Can I get off the ground? Can I get off the ground going up? I'm probably personally trying to do stuff like this. Calling assist, taking off space, just keeping them in the corner. I also forgot you weren't using whatever it's called. But you get so afraid of this item drop when you can just continue zoning. Even like really aggressively cooking off space. Even use brass if you really want to risk it. It's like the second they're close, it's hard for her to do much about this button if an item drop isn't on the way. And you can just play to keep interrupting the zoning pattern and continuously, like, give them nowhere to run to. Just make mobility significantly harder for them. So here is just kind of like, I know it's technically zoner v zoner, and so you're not necessarily thinking about, or that's not the one I wanted. I know it's technically like zoner v zoner, and so you might not necessarily be thinking about screen space, but I feel like it's still a very valid thing to think about. Because especially also, if you, in this scenario, you know they predictably, like, very predictably call LNL to punish your brass. If you can continue running them into the corner and bait them to do it, that's a possible happy birthday depending on how you play it. But you gained so much ground and had control of the zoning war, and then item drop came and you ran yourself all the way to the other corner. So, keep control of... Okay, another thing to think about here. One of the only times they've called LNL to, like, try and help themselves. I'm going in with brass. They can't do anything about that. They have to respect it, and you can get in. The one time they don't have that resource to prevent you from just... And then you... Yeah. So that's the one time you really do not need to be afraid about using bans. Because even if, like, Swiftfox usually punishes bans in a couple of different ways. So if we call banned here, they can use Argus. They use Argus here, banned eats the hits, you get to super jump over, you get a punish from full screen. At the very least, you get beam super after the beam half of Argus. So, like, you're forcing the issue and you get a significant chunk of damage. They can't put a Lenny out, or if they can't explode it with Argus, which is the main threat on your assist in the first place. I'm just curious here. I'm gonna try something. Because if you see this on the way... How fast do you have to be with this? Okay, neutral jump and then you don't really get much off of it. Okay. Okay, you can just do something like that. If you time it right. You should probably be looking for that a bit more. Get in that space. If they give you the option to go over. Obviously, use in moderation. You do it too much, they teleport behind you and get out of the corner. I would have really liked to see... Yeah, okay, it's here. Oh, never mind. That doesn't work, that's crazy. I guess if you called a little later. I would have loved to see you call your brass instead of using your double jump and locking you out of it. To keep burning them down afterwards. Too late. You got a TK input one, but okay. Really? Do I need to take over earlier? Because this also shrinks you, so you can just do this here and then keep on going. If you really want to, you can do something like that, but I'd probably do this. And then try and keep them jailed in the corner there. Just because I'm curious. I'd be careful about putting that bubble out. This character can just not care. I do appreciate that you timed it after their PBGC, so they couldn't at least do it then. But I am a little bit curious why we got all these bubbles out here, because the bubbles are really good when people are coming into you. But what if after doing this, you just run in? What if... Because the bubbles don't help us drain hunger any faster, right? Yeah. Did you try and special cancel that? No, you tried to get SNS, but got crossed up back. So yeah, you did it that time. Although... you can make arguments. I feel like when you're in Ravenous, you probably don't need to force the issue with meter. I think Ravenous can probably do it by herself. It's kind of what this mode is built to do. I'm not gonna lie. My instant thought here is just get yourself in range. Oops. Just dash up. And go for that. Big slappy. Does Beam go through this? Yeah, I mean, dash up range, even if you're just dash blocking, you put yourself in space to react. That's not what I went for. Yeah, you can... That's probably, yeah, a little ambitious. And then that, yeah, that hits that, so you... But... Yeah. You can threaten that or that. If you want to call the up back to keep both those options safe, you have that as... Get yourself in threat range. You're Umbi and Ravenous. Go in. You have no reason to not just run face first into the problem, even again if it's just dash blocking. You have such good mobility. There's gotta be a better... Does she really not have... Because there's no item drop, right? Does this character really not get anything? Interesting. I'm curious. Is that not? I feel like I see input. I refuse to believe. But that's the best you get. Yeah, that's a little bit psychopathic with how late that comes out. So that doesn't come out in time. I don't know if I like the meter spin. We'll see. Seems like a lot to do nothing. Alright, yeah, get yourself out of that mode. Oh, dear friend. You play this character. You shouldn't be so afraid of me. That's gonna hit, yeah. Yeah, the band is still learning. Aye. What did we press? Okay, you tried to L-beam. Yeah. You've got that. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, that doesn't work. It's not actually disjointed. But yeah. Even when you first did it, that still works. That doesn't... But yeah, I'm probably pressing this, or I'm trying to... Well... Ah! Did I get lightning framed? How did I get this the first time? What a... What? That's a beautiful interaction. Okay. There we go. You do also just have... Okay, you have to backstep first. It's so weird. You also have this, especially with the head up. Well, so they did double jump beam, and it didn't work. That's what happened. But heavy punch. Just use heavy punch. It reels you back. Except for that, I guess. Yeah. L-beam, if you don't do it instantly, gets caught. No, I guess not there. But yeah, like... I would just use heavy punch. More often than not. Because again, it just reels you back. Then again, I guess in this very specific instance, it seems to be cursed. But they weren't expecting it either. What did I neutral jump for? I guess to get over... you die. So it's like, you're avoiding stuff, but you're not forcing your own gameplay. You're focused too much on avoiding as opposed to, like, interrupting. And it's like, I know you can't afford that many trades with your life bar, but you also can't afford to just do nothing. So again, I think this is something I don't see you do enough, is taking advantage of this situation. They called LNL for whatever reason, and your zoning smoked it. It's not coming out. This is the one time you should feel real great about just going, oh. Ah. They've swapped sides on the replay. Just, I'm calling my brass. I'm calling the big neutral control assist, because I'm not worried about them losing a quarter of their health to a counter call. Now you call it, and it's getting chunked. You called it a little too late. They just spend it, yeah. And they... What are we pressing? Turn the end here. Wait, what did you press? Wait, was that you getting counter hit from your 2 medium punch from 10 years ago? It was. Wait, were we not buffering? You gotta be looking for your flash kick there. I recognize you didn't think you'd still be in recovery, but yeah. Can you not kill here? Okay, okay. Okay, you don't have OTG. That's the wrong one. Is there any way for you to side switch here? Slurp. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, so instead of doing that... Or wrong side. That doesn't work off of that hit. Whatever. Okay, I feel like you should be able to get here. Why? No. Oh, all of the above. But I'm asking why here, because I want you to stand Ravenous to hit this zone notice over And I guess your plan was to do stagger into getting the pips, so you'd have to wait for it all that long? But genuinely... I'm doing that. Like, I am keeping my Umbi in the kill you mode, or in the I'm gonna hit you mode, because your team is the kill you mode. You just want to get the sit on the peacock. Curious. Do you recognize this is happening? No, it doesn't quite reach. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! It's hard. But your throw is so stupid. Oh, actually, yeah. No, you're right. Ah! H-press might be a little slow. Nah, not slow. I mean, honestly, are you close enough to get... No, you're not close enough to get pickups. I'm curious. Nah, it doesn't quite hit. But yeah, if you're greedy, you get this. Yeah, this is the wrong direction. Does this? Nope. This is a really good button to press here, though. Or even if you're doing that, you can still always do something like that. Oh wait, you can outright get a punish. Yeah, jump medium kick is a very good button. More for just instant overheads. Or more than just for instant overheads. Yeah, it's hard at that point. Very hard. Spent 30 minutes on 2 games. Oh. Okay, so again. You've boxed them into the corner. Not only have we boxed them into the corner, their assist is off cooldown. Or on cooldown, whatever it's called. Capitalize on it. And obviously don't super jump that much because they can teleport after you, but you get the idea. That sucks. Wait, why did they just... Also, why didn't you just... Can I get the, What? You can full send it if you want to be crazy, or you can just, what's it called? Break it. There's nothing Peacock can do about that. I do call her instantly. Or just full sending it with the brass. Patience. Oh no! Look. You have to see the vision. Just keep going. You're in. Parry is stupid. Parry is so stupid. Like you need to. You need to understand the depths of this character's depravity. You have the parries down. You need to be able to do stuff after the parries. Like you genuinely parry a good amount, and then just you parry to parry. You don't parry to force the issue afterwards. All right, how do we get Mario? They're playing Philia. Anytime they call it Philia, I want you to be calling us. And please correct me if this is an uneducated opinion, but like, Robo doesn't need her assists to wall out Philia that much. Obviously it's going to help in some situations you're going to want to use it, but you've got 2 LP, which heavily disincentivized most IADs at you, or just landing on you in general, so her doing a lot of the like airball above you stuff, your 2 LP snuffs a lot of it. Saw is not quite as good in this matchup, but it can still call things out. L Danger in a pinch is a godsend. Up forward jump medium kick or jump light kick are reasonable like wall tools. So the reason I'm bringing this up is for me in this matchup, you can be trying to play mostly point v point, not relying on your assists, and then using your brass to shut down any time, if they're not too close, to shut down any time they try and use their assist to make headway. So, for example, here. They call in the L dart. Why can I call in this assist on cooldown for? Did it get hit? Am I crazy? Oh, it did get hit. Yeah, so we're stuck in the corner. How do we get up here? Super jump. Can't call your assist, can't call your assist. It's really sketchy to call your assist here, so I just end up calling it, and yeah, we're just in jail. But so again, talking about this, one can argue all of this stemmed from you calling this brass assist early. Also this choice to helicopter over, but that's a different discussion. Because now you don't have your assist to shut down this L dart nicely, at least. with the Eldent behind them, they run in. You get your assist hit again. Also, this head drone was really greedy, if we're looking at the situation now. I think the time you went for this head drone could have been used to jockey for space. Because you were just stuck in place for so long after doing this. Although, you spent the time getting the resource. What? Oh, whoops, wrong way. Wrong way. Oh, pfft. That's crazy, actually. You could do that. Can I get my quarter circles? Like, I know I haven't played on keyboard in a while, but like... You've got the head. It's a really strong defensive play. You don't need to use Saw before it. You can just put the mine out. Like, it is really stupid. Why are we push blocking that? Because I'm curious. Oops. Can I get... That caught you pressing something else. I don't think card is the thing we want it to there. It does. Yeah, okay. Technically very expensive, but it does nullify what you just did. So be careful. Double's stupid. Double is very, very stupid. So, question. We're not approaching with this robo. We're not trying to cut off screen space with this robo. Why are we using our assist call here? We've already got our wall of projectiles. This Philly is not getting in. What is the purpose of this? Because right now its purpose is just to put it on cooldown so they can run up and call their assist behind them. Like, how did calling Robo advance your game state in any way, shape, or form? Is there any reason we're not just calling Brass to clear this and just not care? Like, even if you get hit. This is what Brass is here for. Did you think it kept reflecting cat heads forever? Oi, bubba! What are we cooking? Yeah, parry OS. It's not recording that. It's just you're in chip range. Okay, so again, talking about the using your assist first thing. I'm not gonna say this is necessarily bad zoning, but I really don't want you to become over-reliant on it, because if you paid attention, they were also just holding on to their stuff so they could counter-call you, use it to approach. I know they can call their assist while yours is literally still on screen. Run away. Yeah, that assist call was to help you bail out, I agree. Push block. Kill him. I'm curious. Yeah. No. They don't get to do this. Yeah, no. With those bubbles there? Too much respect. Way too much respect. Your sister's in the way. That super ain't gonna do nothing. Got him out. Alright, we're killing. We don't have enough to kill. What's the reason? Drop. Unfortunate. Man, we really just ran ourselves to the corner instantly. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Mickey Mouse character. Our brand is so antsy. Like, the funniest thing here, if you did a Space Embrace, there's not much they can do about it. I mean, Elbrass doesn't have armor, so you can get stuffed. But, like, you do that, like, unless they're calling you out for it, you're not really getting contested. Same thing if you just jump at them and force them to deal with this. Like, Elbrass is -6, I think. So, pretty much the entire cast can't punish it. Like, with few exceptions. You're just... You enter panic mode. Oh, I'm Big Ben. I'm bad at neutral. Big Ben is only bad at neutral if you don't want to play neutral. He got the buttons. He's big and gets clipped by stuff, but like... What? What's that gonna accomplish? Good anti-air? Curious here. Is this landing frames? Well, I can't even get saw out. If that's landing frames, that's just gross. Although I don't think you need to be worried about an overhead that high. I don't think you ever need to be blocking overhead. Alright, big man. Bonk. Just brass SSJ. There's nothing they can do. They don't have bar, they don't have anything. Like... What am I doing? Kara. Oh no, they avoided it. I'm on the other side of the screen. As long as you get the SSJ afterwards, you're fine. Can I get the... Please? Especially if they jump. Oh my god, did we lose because we didn't spend our bar? That brass forced them to block stuff. Why are you not going over? I guess you're worried about the jump cancel being there in time. But, I mean, I'm sure you know this. If you think they're gonna launch her. Yowdy. Are we push blocking? Good. Press, unfortunate. So, what's preventing us? I'm just putting a ton of bubbles out while we're here. So, like, that sucks. here now. Oops. Not what I meant. What? Is that not... Is that really the input for that now? When did that happen? Okay, yeah, you're just in the mode now. Yeah, you don't need to get any bubbles out. You're just you're in the cheating mode. Fair enough. What are you in for incoming? How that tracking? So she's dead, right? Expensive. I feel like if we knew we were gonna spend, we could have done it earlier. Oh, this one did spend. I did it too. Oh yeah, you don't even. Like, how really can you do this? Yeah. You do have a life lead. You don't really have to force the issue. I guess a zombie you kind of do. Because you don't want to wait till you get into Ravenous. Never mind, I'm lying. Okay. So you do have to force the issue. I'm still thinking Gold on me in my head. I'm a little curious. I just want to see what happens here. Okay, it barely goes anywhere at all. But yeah, I mean, so we get here, we want to force the issue. See them commit to a air dart and just call your brass. Or even if you want to think about it this way, the second you see them commit to a jump, just put your brass out. Get my band. Yeah, just start with... Huh? Mario. Mario. You should die for this every time. This was such a panic. I'm curious if... Yeah, it sucks. Like, you should just lose every single time. None of this game should be happening. But... why did we do a full combo? Why did we not reset earlier? Yeah. Alright, Beowulf. How many times do you get caught doing stuff where he's in arm range? Stuck in the corner, fight your way out. Good. It's a little gross. Gets the hit, but that guy, look at how little damage that did for one bar. There's still a monster behind you, keep that in mind. Okay, that's fine. What happened? Get herself in this situation. Okay. Just got tagged, moving. You're not dead, but just about. We're not pushing you? Oh, Gwanda. Why? That's a lot of spaghetti. The obvious option. He's kind of just checkmate no matter what, though. Bonk. I feel like you messed that up. Yeah, AJ. Thunder. If you do 2 HP here instead of 5 heavy punch, you get taunt as the body dies as well. Don't know. Love to see it. No. Oh, koala. One last chance, but it's hard. I like the space brasses. You were holding forward, aren't you? Yeah, okay, you don't have back charge. If you're insane there, you are ready to level 3 when you see the Clyde. But that's... That's you going, I know they expect me to use armor, so they're probably going to use Clyde. I'm going to fish for them, protecting their assist with a level 3. Right as I was about to say, good zoning, keep the zoning going, we go in. Graham Sandwich Classic. Learn from her mistakes. Ruby what? I'm so tempted to just skip through this. Spend all 5? I love how I looked at the bar, saw how what you got hit with, and went, yep. That's a Ruby game. Honestly, that's kind of just unfortunate. You died. Onward. Up forward? You got a little lucky that didn't catch you? To me, personally, that mix felt pretty obvious where it was going to go. There wasn't much threat of side swap. Greetings, Mr. Pizza. Right, yeah, defend. Good patience. Spending it all. Bonk. Bonk. Please kill this character. I mean, the hit was so scaled, though. Can you... Can you not link anything after that? Does it have weird properties? My 5 medium kick just isn't... Or 5 medium punch. Or, the heavy punch just isn't coming out after this. For some reason. Because it hits a puddle, can you not magic series out of it? Is that how that works? You get that though. You get some corner carry. So that's still in Ben's favor. I'd be very careful doing projectile stuff versus Ben full screen. Ba ba booey, keep it safe. Yeah, they do a lot of bubbles full screen. But here, one small thing to talk about. For any of these instances where you know the safety HC is coming, or push block as early as possible, because you force them to have to respond. Granted, you still don't get anything because this game is evil and the amount of hits adds to the timing window. What did you do? Oh, you just messed up. So, my question. Why is this our offense? Instead of having a meaty brass with, like, or a meaty low-high with the brass behind it. Like... Or, I guess you need to call it really early. But, like, why is that not our offense? Or if we, like, you even get to be really cheeky. Yeah, like, this brass call is so late, it's doing nothing. It's not enforcing our offense. If they jump, they can avoid it entirely. Why not give, why are we giving them the option to guess right and avoid it? What's the point? What's the method? How does this further our game plan? Alright, last one. Kind of sucks. Just got footsie, I'm not gonna lie. But you've ran yourself into the corner instantly. You went for the beam, I see. Okay, yeah. I still don't like how much you commit to just zoning in the corner. I would like you to focus on assist usage and movement to get yourself out of the corner, as opposed to just protecting the LMO. Just over-aggression. Over-aggression. Yeah, he doesn't have to hold that. And speaking of doesn't have to hold that, you want a game plan he really can't interact much with here? This is out on the screen. Is Big Ben going over? No, he's big. Can Big Ben go through? Yes. What happens... You need to take control after this. If you just cover the armored option. You can't get punished for this. What? Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Never mind. Why does that not work the way I think it should? I wasn't holding it. I wasn't holding it because I forgot that's a thing. So I was being too early without holding it. But yeah, so again, like... Yeah, okay, you can't wait to see the... But even better, you can call your own assist to cover their assist call, do that. Like, you've got... The world is your oyster, my friend. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team if you don't have your other assist. Yeah, you don't have to interact with them here. With the bubble out, again, they're not going over. The one other answer they might have... I'm gonna do this just to check. Yeah, no, that doesn't. That doesn't do what they wanted to do. This is their one way through. This is the one option you really have to respect, and you can outright cover for it with quote-unquote hard call-out that doesn't have downsides. The downsides is things kind of reset to neutral, and then you're stuck in the corner still. But that's a risk I'm willing to take to at least check it. Because in my head, Ruby's going to do brass plus bomber there the majority of the time. That's just like the quote-unquote objectively correct way to deal with that. Because if you're not prepared to deal with it yourself, they got rid of the problem and their plus. It's their turn. So it's like, why wouldn't they go for that option? Everything else is just significantly worse. So, honestly, I think the biggest thing I kept saying repeatedly was just talking about assist usage and assist thought process. I feel like our opponents are just using their assists more efficiently, in some cases to outright punish our bad assist calls. And it's making life hard. Because you've got arguably two of the best assists in the game, and you have a DP assist. Like, all three of those have very good use cases to use. And I don't see the logic behind your game plan with them a lot of the time. That was the biggest thing that I feel like I talked about a ton. And so there's a ton of very specific situational examples in a lot of these, but just broad strokes. Start paying attention to your assist game plan and pay attention to your opponent's assist game plan. Because you have one of the most disruptive assists in the game. If you get a hang on when they're going to call it, or even better, if their assist game plan is just reactive, or reactable, sorry, your brass can just shut it down. So it's like, get used to using your assists like that. It's brass is really, really strong. And this is going to sound a little bit disrespectful, but it doesn't feel as strong when you use it. Because you're not using it as effectively as you could be. You're relying on it fairly frequently as a initiation tool isn't necessarily the correct word, but you are initiating the assist war with it. You are calling your assist first often with it. And I feel like it's getting you in trouble. Because you're just using it as part of your default neutral. You are not comfortable playing neutral without it. In some matchups are going to be hard. Some matchups you're going to want it. And even in matchups where you don't want it, it's still going to help you. But you need to not rely on it, because then it becomes a problem. Then it becomes predictable. Then it becomes, again, you initiate. They can play reactive and just punish you consistently for using brass, because that is one of the biggest downsides of brass. It's really, like, well, it's not super slow, but it's slow enough for your opponent to countercall it while it's active. And it's been nerfed repeatedly to have even more ending frames, like over and over and over and over again. And if it gets hit, even after those ending frames, then it's on lockout. Even if it only got hit during the armor, it is still on lockout. So it's like, the way you're using it does not play around its biggest downside as much as you possibly could. 100 games TJ and only use train assist, so you know better. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say train. You could use train, you could also just use beat. But yeah, like, if you use band as a disruptive tool to pinpoint weaknesses in your opponent's game plan and use that as the hammer to just break through a fragile game plan, that is what brass is so good at doing. DP assists are also pretty useful for that. It's not as versatile as band, so it's like... And then, again, beam is another really strong assist that most of the time when I see you call it full screen, like, you're doing bubbles full screen, calling beam behind you, behind a retina reflector. What is this accomplishing for you? You're not getting screen space, you're putting your assist on cooldown, you already have your bubbles up. Like, and it's not like bubbles manage hunger or anything. You have every single wall known to man possible, instead of like setting up, slowly inching forward, using beam to gain space, and then putting your bubbles in front of you. So you've cut off the space that beam got you. It's just, again, putting a bit more thought into the game plan of how we're using our assists will make them, they'll just facilitate your characters better. I think that's honestly the biggest thing. I know I talked about a couple other small things, thinking about being in threat range. So again, even without talking about the assist stuff, just using your Umbi bubbles full screen I can understand setting up a wall if you want them to run into you versus like in matchups where they do have to run into you, but you're doing it versus Peacock. You're doing it versus Double, who like kind of doesn't need to care if she has the life lead. Yeah, it's... The other one, again, is just maybe thinking about heading forward and being in your assault range a bit more, but... Yeah. I feel like those are the biggest ones. I know there's a couple other small points I talked about here and there sprinkled in, so... Don't, like, don't just disregard that advice, don't ignore it. But the assist usage, I think, is your biggest thing. And, like, obviously the band can use a bit of ironing out. You're still getting used to not being antsy on him, like that sort of stuff. Just... I think the biggest road to improvement for you is going to be actively thinking about assists and actively paying attention to your opponent's assist game plan and sending in the big metal fist. And I think I'll just leave it on that. So, hope this helps. That's all for tonight. That's all, folks. If you're Koala, I do recommend looking at this on Twitch because there are some tidbits from JP, Taterade, and Ruby in chat that might be worth saying as well. Yeah, on that note. Why am I saying that at the end? What if they watched the whole thing on YouTube, and then at the end they're like, "Oh yeah, go watch the Twitch." I was like, "Thanks." It's late. I'm good. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
And my spectator. Oh,
that's okay.
Oh, nice! Ooh!
Oh, we avoided it. Nice.
Oh, let me see it.
Hey,
the combo?
you finished this. They died.
That's somewhat of a combo, yeah.
Hey, they're dead.
We're missing a few more parts to it, but
Yeah.
We got combination.
It's like we have some bombos, but like our knowledge of the mechanics of the game are not exactly there.